Dun, dun, dun. Let's make that a little louder for me. Okay. There we go. Hey, Sam. All cozy. I figured since we aren't D&Ding today, I would do the early stream slot today and do my best to finish this case. We'll see. I don't know how long or short it is. A bunch of... Oh, wait. Let me make sure. Oh. It's not streaming correctly. Okay, give me 1 second. I think I need to reset this part. Properties. Whoa, not that one. There we go. Okay. With that, if I click... I has blankets and hot chocolate. Oh, I'm jealous. Is it special hot chocolate or just the good old classic? Let me make sure this is working. It's dark as a grave down here. Can't see the nose in front of my roguishly handsome face. Okay, it is continuing. Good. Watch your step, Emma. Oh, that's... Sorry. Watch your step, Emma. Ouch! I hit my head on something. It is hot chocolate orange. Ooh. Make your way down slowly, Kay. Making my way down. I don't want you to slip. Oh, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be a light switch here somewhere. Bingo! Oh. Well, this is a room, to be sure. Let's see, we got masks of all the different steel samurai. Oh god, there's blue badger masks, too. Hey, that's that big-ass statue from the first investigation game. And the suitcase from it, too. And we got, let's see, we got the truck from the first game with the blue badger thing on top. We got, I'm pretty sure on this far left there is the baby samurai, and then I believe that is the stuffed animal from the first case of this game. And there's a bunch of trophies. Are those from the cake? What is going on here? Oh my god, the portrait in the back is from the original trilogy. Somebody's been stalking us in Phoenix or something here. So, the hidden 51st floor really is being used as a storeroom. We'll need to take care of a look over all these things. The pamphlet's been updated. Stranger danger. All right, Mr. Edgeworth. You promised me an explanation or three. I did indeed. Where to even start? I think the statue was also in a case. You mean besides the giant one behind us? Yeah, I was mentioning, if it is the giant one you're talking about, that was from the airplane one. And I did mention that. That was what the guy was transporting. And then, oh, the booby one. That one I'm unfamiliar with, but... but likely. It looks like a lot of these are from cases, so... It's funny that some of them aren't even from, like, investigation cases. I think it was the museum. Okay. Wow, a lot's been happening, huh? What a case. It's not supposed to fill you with excitement, Emma. Seems you've gotten yourself into a real pickle, Mr. Prosecutor Attorney. I'm not an attorney. Or a prosecutor anymore. Well, whatever you are, I think it's time for science to lend a helping hand. Don't worry, I brought my entire kit with me. Well, if you're sure. Are you kidding? I live for moments like this. Here, let's make this all official. Good working with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. And you, Miss Skye. Aww. And then there were 4. Right, everyone, let's get to work. I want to know where that elevator goes. Oh, God. Do you see that blue badger just peering from the corner there? The cardboard cutout. Oh, my God. There's a giant sold head on the statue head there. Was that in the first Steel Samurai case? Like, was that the head that like fell and blocked one of the roots because apparently nobody can go around it into the underbrush? I don't really remember that well anymore because it's been a while since Chris streamed the first game and since I played it personally, so. Looks like it goes down. It's something we certainly want to investigate further, but we should look around up here first. Aye, aye, Captain. Let me know if you find anything juicy. I'll keep trying to see what I can remember. I'll let you know if anything comes to mind. Thank you, Kay. Emma. Ready and willing and able to investigate, Mr. Edgeworth. Very well. Then let's begin. This is such like a gold mine of a room. 51st floor storeroom. Oh my God, there's like the perfume down there. I don't remember which case the perfume is from, but I do remember it existing. The walkie-talkie, like the killer uses. All the money. This room is wild. Okay. Let's start in the back corner here. It's kind of creepy, all these masks lined up here in the dark. Not a fan of horror movies, I take it. No way! That stuff's so unscientific. I think you mispronounced terrifying. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Oh my God, there's so many different masks. Oh God, this face on the side here. The monkey was in the Steel Samurai case. It was a clock that fell over. Need to see the whole thing to remember as ooks ooks. I see. That mask! That's global hero Onyan Kopon! Oh no, there's more of them! And why is that so shocking? You really don't know? Everything about the show is secret. When it's on TV, who makes it? So the merchandise is super rare. Sounds to me like whoever made it may have simply gone out of business. That's Captain Saipon. He's super popular overseas. Everybody loves dressing him up like him. Kids, adults, you name it. I find the flower on his head a little excessive. Oh my God, these are so fun. What TV show are these from? I don't know a whole lot about it, but I believe it's called The Students of Story School. It's about an elementary school where the students are all superheroes. So their masks are modeled on sports safety helmets or something, right? And maybe the number of eye slits tells you their student ID number. So the one on the left would be number 1, and the one on the right is number 2. I suppose it could be, yes. And that would mean a ton of slits for the kids with the highest ID numbers. I have to admit, I'm being a little intrigued by this show now. Alright. Clearly there's a missing mask, and we have a mask in our inventory, but we'll get to that. She's one of the heroine. She's the only heroine of the Steel Samurai series needs. She's the only heroine the Steel Samurai needs. Edgeworth doesn't want more women in Steel Samurai. There should only be one, and that's it. You can say that again. I love the Pink Princess. You watch shows like that, Emma? Of course. You love them too, right? Well, I don't really know all that much about them, but sure. Oh, Edgeworth, everyone knows. Really? Because I saw the Steel Samurai figure in your office, so I thought... I can't believe even Emma's seen it. It's the Steel Samurai and the Nickel Samurai. Oh, right. I forgot about the Nickel Samurai. The Nickel Samurai always seems kind of pleased with himself to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about being skinny and cool, you know? There's more to it than that. I'm Team Steel all the way. You've just gone up in my estimation, Emma. I appreciate that from Edgeworth. There's nothing of interest here. What do you mean? You don't... Okay, whatever. What's in here? These are all case files from various murders. Oh. What? But why would they be in here? They should be safely locked under lock and key at the courthouse or the prosecutor's office, which would suggest that somebody removed them without permission. Something very suspicious is going on here, and we need to find out more. Okay. What is this thing? Well, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Anyway, deduce. Look, there's a missing mask here, so clearly that's where the jamming ninja mask belongs. Kay was carrying a jamming ninja mask when she was found, but it looks like it might have originally come from this hook. Scientifically speaking, that doesn't seem like a crazy hypothesis. It's not stepladder, so it's not relevant. Hey, Chris, this room is wild. There's merch from like every case. I say merch, but I mean, they are selling it clearly, so I guess you could all call it merch. Which would mean that Kay was really here? As you put it, not a crazy hypothesis, but why? Did she come to steal something, maybe? There's all kinds of stuff here. Because she's a great thief who steals the truth, I suppose. No, I think it's too early to jump to any conclusions. Okay, so that seems to be everything here for now. Or maybe not, apparently. Oh, no. Why? Okay, usually you check mark when I've seen everything, though. Win through compromise. I can't read who it says that's about, though. Yeah, everything but actually Phoenix and Maya is here pretty much. Oh, is it because I didn't actually, like, look here? There's a section of the masks arranged on the rack here. There's even a Steel Samurai. And what an impressively authentic likeness it is, too. The scientist in me is sensing something strange, though. A lack of consistency, you know. In the sense that the characters represented here feel a little haphazard somehow. I don't disagree. There's even an empty space here. Yeah, just an empty hook right in the middle. Is somebody using that one, perhaps? Okay. So was that the only reason why I wasn't checking? Yeah, okay, it was. Win through compromise is from the third game. It's Tender Lender. Ah, okay. So did Tender Lender grab all this merch from all our cases? Okay, so yeah, this is the statue from the first game. The statue! What is it? Got some new data for me? Not exactly. It's just something from a case I worked on. A piece of evidence. I believe it's called the Alfred statue. Was it? And there were 2 of them. A real one and a fake one. I didn't remember until replaying Trials and Tribulations. Whichever one this one is, it shouldn't be here at all. Here of all places. Okay, so I assume what we're discovering here is that the smuggling ring has like a foothold in this building, which we already kind of assumed, but it's kind of confirming with this room existing. It was interesting. I guess it was confiscated as evidence, although that wasn't super relevant. An old case, huh? Guess you have to work on a bunch of different... Oh, God. We should have known. Gotcha. Caught in the act. Red dame handed. Guiltier than a tomcat covered in cream. I had to get into my southern. It took a second. It's time. Ah! My eyes. Stop that at once. Ain't no stopping my snapping, not till I get every dame detail and then some. Y'all think I'm about to let a bunch of dirty criminals go before I get a shot? Think again. We're not criminals. Oh, wait, that's Emma. We're not criminals. Oh my God, Lotta. Figure your shit out. Yeah, sure. Pull that other one. It's got bells on it. This here's camera's a weapon o' justice. It ain't about to be hogs waddled by your cheap denials. Oh, it's you. Huh? You're that low-down dirty jerk of prosecutor, ain't ya? Who are you calling a low-down dirty jerk? This is Lotta Hart, a photojournalist by trade. We've crossed paths on a few occasions, especially on that one particular case. She's hard to forget, and even harder to get a word in edgewise. Asking a lot of Lotta. Tabby Lloyd was but the precursor. She refused. Lotta will never be competent. Quit making that face, will ya? That's the face of a no-good schemer if I ever did see one. Seems I didn't leave the best impression on her either. Well, it's payback time, Mr. Schemer. You ought to be thankful alls I want from you is a couple of foot pictures. But we're just here to investigate. Sure y'all are. If by investigate you mean pull the wool over Lotta's mile-wide eyes. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought she might listen to me. It didn't hurt to try, I guess, but we're probably better off leaving her alone for now. Yeah. Okay. You said the statue is a piece of evidence from an old case of yours, right? It's pretty weird looking, I have to say. It's known as the Alfred statue. The what? The Alfred statue. But it says here it's called the Alfred statue. Alfred. Alfred? Alfred. Alfred. What are you muttering about? Oh, nothing. Let's carry on looking around, shall we? Okay, that's interesting. Let's look at all these other things from... Edgeworth's like, I've never seen these in my life. These are... What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? If I'm not mistaken, several items on display here are pieces of evidence from old cases of mine. But what are they doing here? Maybe this is where the committee stores stuff it's looking into? God, the blue badger just staring one eye on the side there. There's an eye there. A leaf red. Ah, I see. It can't be. Evidence like this should be stored at the police department. They don't keep stuff at the prosecutor's office, too? When a case is ongoing, yes, but once the last trial is finished up, it's supposed to go right back into the precinct. Unless there's a very good reason for it to go elsewhere. And yet, here it all is. There's no point in trying to figure out whys right now. I should take a closer look at all. They all have labels. Labels with numbers printed on them. Exhibit numbers, maybe. You said that they were all pieces of evidence, right? Yes, but judging by how the numbers are written and the items themselves, I'd guess that these are prices. Some mannequin booba. It's like watching Ron all over again. Prices? I would have guessed that... Wait, but none of this stuff could be worth that much money, could it? Okay, but assuming that these are in yen, they actually aren't that much money. Are we assuming they aren't in yen? Are they in Japanifornia dollars? The prices are very high indeed. I guess they're high, so I'm assuming we're meant to think they're Japanifornia dollars. I must examine all these in detail. All right, so we have this over here. A mannequin, huh? Wait, I know. All thanks to my power of scientific deduction, of course. It's evidence from an old case of yours, right? Not this time. I've never seen it before in my life. Boobs? What are these? It doesn't seem to fit with the other items in the room either. For one thing, it doesn't have a price tag. So why is it here? My best guess right now, with no context, is that the raincoat from the very first case was displayed on this. And whoever pushed K took it from here. Come on, Edgeworth, what's the point of a mannequin? Yeah. But yes, that's my initial guess. It's kind of an obvious one, but you know. Alright. That cute little doll, it looks kind of like a Steel Samurai. It's actually the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was born burdened with the knowledge that he too would one day be called upon to fight for justice. I can't imagine the pressure that must have put him under. More than most people could bear. Yes, he is young, but you can sense it nonetheless. A certain tragic refinement. Edgeworth, Mr. Edgeworth, are you even listening to me? Oh, of course. So, we saw the Iron Infant in the last case of the first game. This is from the first case of this game. Aw, isn't he a cutie? Look at this fluffy little guy. That's the stuffed animal we found at Gourd Lake. Yeah. He should be in the possession of the prosecutor in charge of that case. So how did he wind up here? But look, he's missing his left horn. He is. But he never had it in the first place. At least not as far as we ever saw. Defective merchandise, huh? Then we need to contact the manufacturer. I demand a recall. And now that I've come to think of it, why would anyone give the president a broken toy to begin with? Oh, it's been added to our inventory. Oh, 1 second, guys. Hello? Ugh. Sorry about that. So the storeroom is actually more of a stockroom? It would seem so, much as it pains me to consider such a thing. What kind of person sells off evidence from serious criminal cases? And to who? Who would even want to pay for all this stuff? Somebody clearly. The price tags are proof of that. Wow. People will collect anything, huh? fascinating. Okay. I don't remember this. That's odd. This is the only spot with nothing on it. But it still has one of those signs in front of it. Indeed, and look, there's an outline of dust on the top of the cloth. Okay. I'd say... So is the star meant to be an outline of dust? I just assumed it was a printed cloth. Okay. I'd say something was probably sitting here until quite recently, wouldn't you? You know what? I think you might be right, but I'm drawing a blank trying to imagine what. Well, I might have an idea. Star-shaped outline. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might as well be connected? Okay, so that's a deduce. We'll get to that in a second. Well, I thought it was meant more as an indent, but either way. Yeah. Okay. I remember this is a perfume bottle. I don't remember what case it's from. It's a small bottle, one I've seen before. Oh, that's all? Nothing else to add? Well, no. What more did you want me to say? Hold up. I got to write this down. Mr. Edgeworth can turn even the most boring topics into something picturesque with his explanations. Next time, try taking those kinds of notes in silence. Okay, this is the ink from the 5th case of the last game. It's bottle of ink and a lantern. Both pieces of evidence from the previous case of mine. Oh yeah, the lantern too, hey? It's got the symbol of the butterfly thing on it. It's probably from Callisto U. Oh yeah, you are right. Callisto U did have that special perfume. But why? What's all this stuff that's related to you doing here? Someone's obsessed with me? It's not as if any of it was in my possession for any longer than a length of time. The duration of the case is no longer. Perhaps it is all nothing but coincidence. Seriously? A coincidence? I never thought I'd hear those words coming out of your mouth. You must always face up the facts of the situation, however strange they may seem. Isn't that what scientists believe too? Oh ho ho! You want to talk about scientists' beliefs? Settle in. This may take a while. Okay, we gotta save. Whoops. Apparently the safe is not important. There's this asshole. That was the costume from the 3rd case. Deduce. I assume that's this candelabra. Yes, it's star-shaped. Have you made a discovery? Scientific breakthrough? May have. Look at this piece of evidence. Do you see the connection? No, actually. What? What do you mean? Is because I wasn't on the actual star? I think I wasn't lined up properly. Someone is obsessed with Edgeworth. My god, is the bad guy Ace Attorney fandom? Okay, I think I wasn't in the proper spot. Otherwise, this is silly. Okay, yeah, there we go. The outline in dust matches the bottom of the candelabrum exactly. I'd say there's a very strong chance that this is where our murderer took it from. Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence from another case? It certainly seems likely, but that's not our concern right now. I don't think it was from any cases that I remember. The key thing to note is that the murder weapon was taken from this storeroom. Well, that's just gonna have more evidence that it was Kay, right? Because she's been in here, we know that, because she had the mask that was on this wall. At least that's how Verity's gonna spin it. Okay, so there's the truck. We have a... Scientifically speaking, I'd say this looks like some kind of wooden icebox. Yeah, the chains are probably to stop the cold air from escaping. I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but this isn't just a box for storing clothes in. The wood is imbued with natural repellent that keeps moths away. Oh, yeah, sure. Guess you could look at it that way, too. And keeping your clothes chilled would be nice for the summer, right? Still not prepared to let go of that particular part of your hypothesis, I see. Verity, stop accusing our Maya. Just love us, damn it. Yeah. Okay. A bunch of trophies and... Look, somebody left a walkie-talkie here. Shelly, talk to us! It looks to me as if it was put there deliberately, rather like it's on display, to be honest. Hey, there are batteries here too. It could be useful. Let's take it with us. Nobody will mind if we use it for a little while, will they? I can take it to the police station afterwards. Someone's starting to sound like a certain great thief. Okay, we got a door. Whoa, that's one heck of a desk. I wonder who it belongs to. There are 4 male figures acting as legs holding up the tabletop in the center. It's hideously cringy. And it doesn't even have a good decency to be camp enough to loop back around. Wait, what? What do you mean by that, Edgeworth? Yeah, that was red, white, alright. Is this from one of your old cases, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigations with such ostentatiously awful taste. At least, I don't think there was. Look at all that money. Piles of banknotes just left out for all to see. A little tasteless, wouldn't you say? Which means, is the guys are more attractive? I'd be interested. Edgeworth, you're wearing a cravat. No way. These are all $100 bills. That's a fortune right there. How many years would it take for you to make that much money, Mr. Edgeworth? Please, Emma, don't even want to think about it. What is that giant head thing? It's a head of the great Mr. Monkey. Mrs. Monkey. I remember the case well, but how did it even get up here? Huh, Mrs. Monkey? That doesn't sound right. Are you sure you didn't get the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Or misremembering something? Don't be ridiculous, as if I'd ever make such a mistake. Ah, yes, and the blue badger peering from beyond. There's also the suitcase over there, which they're not letting me look at, but... I hope I've been a help to you so far. Okay, no, she has nothing new to say. Okay, Lotta. Let's talk. So what are y'all doing snooping around the fishy old place like this anyhow? I think it is us who should be asking you that. Me? I'm in it for the truth. For the good of society. And for our little old me, of course. I'm what you might call a photographer for the people. Snapping here, snapping there, snapping every danged where. I'll just leave you to it then. We can talk once you've gotten it out of your system later. Hey, Eddie, what you found out? Oh boy, this whole experience is enough to boggle a guy's mind. Mysterious storerooms, damsels in distress. It's got the lot. Could you at least try to make things a little more serious? Take things a little more seriously, Fenda. Hey, I can try. But no, seriously, I'm keen to help Kay out as much as you are. She's safe with me. You go do your thing. It's not Kay I'm worried about, it's you. Oh no. No, we're not worried about... I guess we're gonna link these two things just because something sold. Well, that thing says sold on it. The giant head, I will say. We've seen items of old evidence marked with price tags, along with a huge pile of cash. I think it's pretty clear that somebody has been running an illicit trade in judicial goods. Shady deals on hidden 51st floor. This is big. It has to be, right? I think it might be, but we'll need to investigate a little further yet. We'll need to find out more about what's going on here. If only there was an eyewitness we could interview. An eyewitness, huh? Gee, I wonder. Why exactly are you here, Miss Hart? Me, I told you, I'm in it for the truth, for the good of society, and little old me, of course. I'm a photographer for the people. For the people? If you won't tell me the real reason you're here, perhaps I can hazard a guess. Somebody was carrying out an illicit police evidence trafficking scheme here in the storeroom. Oh, so she's after the juicy story. Makes sense. What? How did y'all figure that out? Guess it means I don't have to tippy-toe around it anymore now. One of my sources told me on the down low about an underground auction. What? So all these items here were sold to the highest bidder. Folks were slinging money around like it was going out of fashion. Had to come to see for myself, of course. Get eyes on my subject, you know. Should have heard the tales my contacts were telling. Taller than 2 trees, or so I thought at first. Anywho, wasn't about to write it up based on hearsay alone. So yesterday, I snuck in. Snuck behind this here statue and settled in to wait. Bidding started late at night and carried right on through to break o' dawn. So the auction and the murder happened at the same night. Coincidence. Okay, tell me about it. Dirty deals in the secret storeroom. Talk about a story. Was there anything else on sale apart from the items in the evidence room? Sure, there was a regular old stuff too. Shady artworks from who knows where. That kind of thing. In what way are shady artworks regular exactly? But the evidence was the big draw for sure. Reckon they were selling them faster than the crooks could smuggle them out of the cops and prosecutor shops. And I bet you got pictures of the whole thing, right, Miss Hart? Well, you see, the main event was down below. I had to try and see what I could from up here. Haven't been up here since yesterday. I assume you witnessed the entire auction from start to finish then. I was underground. It was an underground affair, like I said, so folks wasn't exactly giving much away. All them customers came down one at a time from up on the roof there. Threw on a masks just as soon as they got down the ladder. And that ain't all. They had voice changer doodads on them, see? Teeny tiny ones, dinkier than the bugs behind. Okay, so they were all wearing cartoon masks and had voice changers. Gotcha. A leaf red statue. So, you couldn't see the real faces, and you couldn't hear the real voices. Scrumptious as hell. You mean surreptitious, right? I surely do. Sweet, sweet surreptitude. Surreptitude. Also not a word. Anywho, once they had their gear on, they went right on downstairs. And then, in came the next one. When it came time to leave, they all done the same, but in reverse. Up they came, again, one by one by one. Masks back on the hooks. Up the ladder and away. Whoa, that's serious operation. And Kay had one of the masks. Now, whether that means she went into the auction or not, I don't know, but she did have one. And how many participants were there? 11 altogether. I counted them when they came down the ladder. I mean, is it serious? The masks are kind of goofy. Look, Steel Samurai is serious business, okay? I didn't just hide behind a stupid statue the whole time, you know. You didn't. Then where were you?
Well, when I first got here, you know what? That ain't important right now.
So you were hiding behind the statue from the very beginning.
Anywho, I watched all them folks come in from my spying spot there in the shadows.
I see. So you were watching from behind the statue.
They used that there elevator to get down below. And once that was all down there, I snuck up and took me a peek at what was going on.
You mean the elevator remained in the room beneath?
Nah, they sent it back up. But there's a little peeky hole if you know where to look. Elevators don't quite sit flush with the floor, you see. And if you bend down and squint just right, you can see the whole shebang.
Did you catch sight of who was in charge?
Alright, sure, I guess I did. Ain't half so good a story if you don't get a glimpse of the old evil ringleader after all. Well, that means you didn't, but okay.
Jamming Ninja, isn't that shameless riff-off? I arrived to see a criminal doing crime. Oh, and Katie is streaming too. Hey, Captain. Welcome, Lana is here. Unfortunately. I wonder who this ringleader is. I'll have to ask her something more. You mentioned a ringleader. Can you tell me any more about them?
Y'all should know, I came here to get me an exclusive. And exclusive ain't much danged good if you done spilled the beans already.
I see. So you don't actually know anything about them. You think that's why she won't give us any answer? Makes sense, I guess.
You got me. I couldn't see if there was a man or a woman or a kid or an old timer. Nothing.
What were they wearing? Could you see that at least?
Sure, white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower on the lapel. Them 3 things is what I remember. Well, that's the victim. But what good's the description of an outfit if I don't got a clue on who that was wearing it?
So the ringleader disguised their identity, too, just like everybody else.
Yes, sirree. Mask, voice changer, the whole 9 yards.
They were wearing one of the masks. Which one?
Let me see. Oh yeah, this guy. Zervon.
Okay. I am rolling gacha items in Xenoblade 3. Who is worse, Lana or Eddie Nopon? Lana, in my opinion, but it's going about as poorly as most of the blades in 2 did. Lana is a Nopon. That is a human suit, and her afro is a furry butt sticking out. Zervon, what kind of name is that?
Seriously, Mr. Edgeworth, you've never heard of Zervon?
Oh, that's not her voice. He's a global hero and Anya Kopon's arch nemesis. Who hasn't heard of Zervon, the Time Lord? I think you might be better off asking who has. So you didn't get a glimpse of their face at all?
No, I dang well didn't, which is kind of scotches my scoop. This whole mess is nothing but a snipe hunt. I should have never come.
Oh, look. This outfit. Could it be the victim? We know of someone who's dressed like that. Maybe I should try showing that evidence to Miss Hart. At least Edgeworth picked up on it right away. You said that the ringleader was wearing white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower, correct?
Sure did. Don't ask me why they were dressed like a peacock on parade that day, but they was.
Is this the outfit you saw?
Well, holy smokes, it sure as heck is. But wait, so the big cheese is dead?
All we know is that she's the victim in the case we're investigating. Her name was Rosie Ringer. Do you know her?
Nope.
So the ringleader was a lady. Is that why her last name is Ringer? Is because she's the ringleader?
Well, ain't that a slipperier in a dang Ain't that slipperier? Wow, I'm getting worse at saying it. Ain't that slipperier in a danged eel? Throwing me off with just a man's jacket like that. I only think she did it to fool you specifically. But setting that aside for now, what's important is we've discovered something vital to the case. Namely that the underground auction was chaired by none other than our victim. So somebody done bumped off the boss, huh? Then, that's what was happening. When what was happening? Oh, none. None at all. Y'all just go on about your business now.
Too much Lotta is an offense to the sensibilities. Some stumbling is to be expected. No offense, Miss Hart, but that made you sound about 5 times more suspicious.
Suspicious my foot. I told y'all it's nothing.
I mean, it's also just like, I have a terrible southern accent. Like, it's not natural in the slightest for me to go into. So saying words with extra vowels like that when I'm trying to be southern is terrible.
And you won't get nothing more out of me than that.
Wait, so there is more?
How many dang times do I gotta tell you? It ain't nothing, okay? And I ain't saying nothing else either way.
Considering you are from...
Aw, you can tell us just a little more, pretty please. I tell you this, okay? I'm a journalist. A news hound, a scoop hunter, you hear?
Damn it, with the modern politics, those jokes don't work anymore. Anyway, you were Canadian. Makes sense Southern would be hard.
Exclusive articles go out, money comes in. That's how the game is played. Tell you more. Heck, I done told you too much already.
Wait, what if I, examined some fingerprints for you, pro bono?
What kind of cockamamie thank you is that? I'd sooner get a tooth pulled. You want intel? You go dig it up yourselves, just like I had to.
Okay, I guess she isn't going to talk to us either.
Oh, she will.
I'll handle things from here, Emma. There's a certain technique I find useful when dealing with difficult customers such as her. Oh god, we're gonna play chess with Lotta, aren't we? Sorry, I just got text messaged. I just have to make sure everything's okay. My sister is coming down this weekend, so she's just letting us know when she's arriving. All right, we good. Accents, lol. Anyway, time for hell. Tell me why. Sorry, sounded like you were humming that. It was what I was humming. You're right. You picked up immediately. I don't know why I have that in my head lately. She may not give up the information voluntarily, but that doesn't mean she can't be persuaded to. It is timeless. Fair. Let's start by observing our opponent. Oh gosh, she's got 3 pieces.
I ain't telling you nothing, you hear? Now quit wasting my time before I really blow a fuse.
As we've seen, she's quite quick-tempered. She'll try to cut the conversation dead whenever possible. I won't have much time to think, so I'll need to be swift and decisive. Miss Hart is definitely hiding something from me. So my first move is to discover what that something is. Tell me what you know. Let's talk about this reasonably. Okay. I can see you're a little agitated, Miss Hart. Let's just calm down.
I am calm, dang you. Leastways I will be just as soon as y'all quit yanking my dang chang.
Bide my time?
That's better. Being a news hound, y'all out keeping a cool head no matter what world throws at you, I see.
Speaking of news hounds, this might interest you. I met one a few days ago. She was very hungry young reporter indeed. A reporter with a very particular turn of phrase, similar to your own, in fact.
Oh yeah? She spoke a little like me, huh? Guess that could have been someone I know.
Tabby was her apprentice. Her name was Tabby Lloyd, and if I had closed my eyes, I could have believed it was you I was listening to. She told me about something called the Chief. Somebody. She was talking about you, wasn't she? Hey.
Oh, so you met Tabby, huh? Well, ain't that something? Where'd y'all bump into her? She's a great kid, reckon. Wait. Oh, no, you don't. You ain't getting on my good side bringing her into this, you sneaky snake. Oh, you nearly had me, too.
Interesting. Talking about Miss Lloyd seems to make her lower her guard a little. I think we can use that to our advantage. Oh, okay. Tell me what you know. I need you to tell me everything you know, and I don't you dare leave anything out.
Go jump in a creek, you big bully. Why should I tell you anything? What? You don't got nothing to do with me. Nor do you with you, neither.
Time to deploy my clue. I know your apprentice. Oh man, the time's going down so fast. A lot of having siblings. Thank God that was just a false choice, even as a concept. I don't have anything to do with you. That's a little unkind, don't you think? After all, I know your apprentice. I know her pretty well, in fact.
Yeah, well, I guess it does seem kind of cold of me to say that if you know her pretty good. Wouldn't want the poor kid to be thinking about I don't be giving a rat's behind.
Good. Then you can tell us what you know.
Fine. See, it's like this. Wait, what am I thinking? Dang it, Lotta. I can't let him bamboozle you that easily.
What was this about a skoo? A skoo?
Oh, forget it. It was nothing.
You're on your way to school? You have a scoop. How embarrassing. A professional journalist making a careless slip of the tongue. You have a scoop, don't you? Now, tell me, what is it? Hey! Okay. Thank God.
All right. I got me a scoop, a big one. But I can't just go blabbering about it to y'all. I gotta pay the bills.
She may be hiding something very important. I have to get it out of her somehow. We need to know the details of this scoop. She's quick to anger, but that also quick to let her information slip. Now that we know that, the rest shouldn't be hard. Let's see what else we can get out of her. Is it related to the auction? The scoop of yours, does it have something to do with the auction?
You know what? I clean forgot.
But you tried to infiltrate the underground auction. It only stands to reason that you observed something. Otherwise, what would you have to write about?
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't hear nothing.
Did you hear something from Miss Lloyd? You hear about something then? If you didn't hear the sound of nothing, does that mean you did hear the sound of something? Oh my god, okay, sure. Something during your time in this room. Well, see, it wasn't nothing really. It was just a little noise is all. Wouldn't even make page 16. Forget I mentioned it. So something happened during the auction. Something that made the noise of some kind. This could be a valuable clue. Is it related to an incident? Your big scoop involves something criminal in nature, doesn't it? Might be it did. Might be it didn't. So, like, is it giving Lotta too much credit that she's trying to investigate what happened with her apprentice? And that's why she's here? Because her apprentice was falsely accused of murder. But that seems way too good-natured for her, so... Yes. Which is it? This is important. Alright. You don't gotta holler at me like that. I ain't done nothing shameful or nothing. Just snuck in and did some undercover reporting. Sneaking in is the problem. I'll be the judge of whether your actions were shameful or not. An unlawful entry into private property is very shameful indeed. In fact, it's a crime. Okay, but we're currently doing that too. Just to be fair, Edgeworth. Hey, you did the exact same thing, genius. I hate that I had the same thought as Lotta. Oh, but I guess you're a prosecutor, huh? You're allowed to do stuff like that. Well, let's not mention the fact that I handed in my badge, shall we? Still, it don't amount to a whole hill of beans, right? There's folks out there that've done way worse. Murder, for one. Next to murder, trespass ain't hardly nothing. Murder. So you committed murder? Your scoop is about murder. Oh god, I'm running out of time. From your murmurings about the murder just now, I gather that your scoop had something to do with the homicide. Unfortunately, I don't think Lotta's ever going to commit murder, so we can never put her away. It's like the only crime we ever convict people of, so... Nah, I was just talking all hypothetical like. You know, about murder being the big one, and ain't nothing worse than murder. Not the most skillful evasion I've heard in my career. Look, I done told you, okay? I snuck into the auction, and I'll cop to that. But murder? I don't know nothing about no murder. Ain't seen nothing, ain't heard nothing. Scout's honor. Time to deploy my clue. But you did hear something, didn't you? You told me you'd heard something during the auction. You claimed it wasn't important, but it must have been. Otherwise, why remember it? I think it was something very memorable indeed. In fact, I believe it was the cry of a murder victim. How did you keep doing that? All right, it's true. I wound up smack dab in the middle of a murder scene, but only by accident. And that's all you're getting out of me. Won't be no scoop left otherwise. The murder of Miss Hart witnessed. It must be the same murder we ourselves are investigating. That should prove to be a very valuable piece of information indeed. She's not turned up in Apollo Justice era. Has she not? I'll be honest, I don't remember. A lot of the, like, reoccurring people from the first trilogy don't really turn up in the second trilogy. I think because there was that whole, like, oh, we want it to be a little bit separate thing going in, but... That should prove to be a very valuable... Yeah. Perhaps we should finish up by confirming the credibility of her claim. Okay, thank God I got time back. I have her on the back foot now. It's time to finish this. Tell me more about the incident. There's something you're not telling me. Were you really in the middle of the scene? Probably that one.
You said you were wound up in the middle of the murder scene. Is that really true? You call me a liar now? Ooh-wee, now I'm mad. I'm real mad.
Okay, we gotta bide whenever she gets angry. Still, fingers crossed old Meg died of old age.
I'm a journalist. How am I gonna sell stories if folks can't trust me and that I'm telling the truth? Got me a motto, you know? Faster than anybody, honester than everybody.
Honester? Okay. A motto, huh? That could be an important clue. It could be? I guess so. Tell me the incident. There's something you're not telling me. Tell me about an incident. I need you to describe the murder in detail. It's of vital importance.
Wish I could help you, but I don't rightly recall a whole bunch. Ain't much I could tell you, sorry. I mean, look at me. Can't even get the facts straight half the time.
Time to deploy my clue. Oh, okay. We're gonna hold Lotta to being honest? Since when? We've never held her to that. I thought you were honester than everybody. I can't imagine that being so vague on the facts is a trait valued among journalists. Surely accuracy and honesty are what's necessary when reporting on a story.
Well, you see, it seems your so-called information is not credible after all. Look, there was a murder, and I was there. I can even prove it, Grumble.
You can prove it? I assume she has a picture. Give me your pictures, bitch! Because you might be useless, but your pictures sometimes tell us things. You can prove it, can you? How?
I've got the right. Wait, you heard that? I was just talking to myself. Don't think nothing of it.
She's still hiding something. This is a very vital clue. I'll need to use it to maximum effect. There's something you're not telling me, bitch.
Be honest, Miss Hart. I know that there's something you're still not telling me. Ain't nothing left to tell, dang it. I done spilled my guts already.
Time to deploy my clue. Every time he says that, I don't know why. It's just funny to me. You're still hiding something. That's not a clue. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I know you've been keeping something from me, and that something is proof. Proof related to the murder you witnessed. Proof sound enough to form the basis of the story you're hoping to sell.
Heck! Dang it all to heck! Give me a break, will ya? I'll come clean, okay? That's what you want, right? Here, I done snapped me a photo. Happy now? You better be.
And that is checkmate. Okay. Okay.
Can't believe I let that happen. Betrayed by my own big mouth.
Well, it happened. So it's time to tell us everything.
I saw the whole thing. Watch that auction from start to finish.
It's clue adjacent if you squint, and it were just hit in the head.
But you didn't just watch it, right? You took pictures too.
Chess done. Only like one or two remain, I assume. Well, that's good.
Yeah, about that. So, like I said, I was spying on the whole thing right from the get-go. They was all shouting out bids, then somebody'd win something, and bam, down comes the hammer. Head on upstairs and pay, shouts the old ringleader. And then the whole thing starts over again. Anyhow, soon as that happened, I had to think quick. That's when I ran behind that there statue and hid.
And who was it that eventually appeared?
Didn't see nothing, but I heard something that made me pretty sure it was whoever placed the winning bid. Sweet, sweet sound of cold hard cash.
I'm not sure I have any idea what that sounds like.
The sound of someone counting bills, perhaps. Anyhow, the deal was that you settled your bill up here. I heard two people yabbering on for a while.
Wait, so two people came up the elevator?
You betcha. My guess is the other one was our friend the ringleader. Anyway, yabber on it goes for a while, and then, a scream. Well, that shook me up pretty good, so I hunkered down in my hiding place and tried to stay out of sight.
So you didn't see the moment the murder?
Nah, but I heard it real good.
You didn't try to help whoever was being attacked?
Quit trying to be funny, girlie.
It don't suit you none.
I'm just a dainty little journalist all on her lonesome. You think I was fixing to jump in and save the day?
Dainty?
Anyhow, then there was a bunch of rustling sounds. Right about when that was happening, I got a feeling pretty bad about what I'd done.
That makes sense, I guess. After all, I
didn't remember to get out my camera and snap even a single picture.
Wait, what? There's no pictures?
You're useless, Lotta. Scoop like that drops right in my lap and I miss it. Somebody ought to tan my hide. Anyhow, then a little more time goes by. There's this kind of clattering noise. I'm there thinking, gotta get the shot this time. And so I grab one real quick from the shadows there.
Okay, there is a picture at least. Okay, she did say that. I was like, but to be fair, a lot of lies, a lot, so. Could we see this photograph?
Oh, do I have to?
Here. Oh, look. It's someone wearing the red raincoat. And they have blood on their hand. Kind of like our victim. Bravely deep photo. A lot of lies.
The person in the red raincoat. The one who attacked Kay.
So Kay's red-coated assailant also attacked the victim here in the storeroom. Then proceeded up on the roof, where they assaulted Kay. There's only one person in this picture. Where's the victim?
Weird, huh? I thought the same thing. Heard two people, but there was only one in the shot I got. And I didn't see nobody nowhere else in the room, neither. But that's the killer right away. Leastways, pretty sure it is.
So, are we saying the victim disappeared? How did you know it was the killer just by looking?
Because they literally... whoa, I went a different voice. Because they are literally red-handed with blood. How else would that get there, huh?
And the auction just carried on after that?
Sure did. They just went right along like nothing had happened. Rich folks are crazier than a box of frogs. I'll never understand how they think.
Funny, I find journalists a struggle to understand as well. Start statement has been added to my organizer. Okay, my computer's dying. I need my charge cord. Be right back. This would be lovely if computers had infinite energy. Also, my god, it's been half an hour. Cascade Piranhas, give me what these goddamn Turkin want. Has it given you any of it, or is it just giving you 0? On the plus side, maybe you'll have more things for Valdi's giant mech. I've gotten some. I still need 2 shiny roses. I see. Okay, so that was everything with Lotta. Are we going downstairs yet? Oh, there's something here.
Wow, this is some sturdy construction. Thick floor plate, sturdy supports. A rough estimate, I'd say it could hold 50 of you easily, Mr. Edgeworth.
Except for the fact that it's nowhere near big enough.
You say that, but you pack yourselves in tight enough, and I think you might just do it.
I really don't think so. Anyway, we have more important things to be investigating. We can theorize about the elevator once we're done.
Maybe you're right. Fine, 45 Mr. Edgeworths, 48 tops.
Is there logic? Auction entrance, disappearing victim. Participants entered the storeroom one by one to the roof. They also left one by one through the roof. It's possible the murder happened in the storeroom during the auction. Well, these are my only 2 logic points, and I've looked at everything else in the room, so let's just connect these.
If the storeroom was an actual scene of the crime, then you'd expect the body to have been up here at some point as well.
Yeah.
But think back to what Miss Hart told us about how the customers left the auction. Do you remember? Of course, they came up from downstairs, back through the storeroom, and, oh! Exactly. The killer would have had to hide the body in order to avoid discovery. The question is, where did they hide it? Emma, would you mind putting your skills to work for me now? I'd love to. You just say what you need and I'll get right on it.
Very well. Then I'd like you to check for blood residue. A luminol test, in other words.
Sure thing. Prepare to witness the power of science.
I've never seen somebody's eyes actually sparkle with anticipation before.
All right. How about we test the ladder over there first? Based on Miss Hart's picture, I'd say the person in the red raincoat was about to climb it and make it their escape. Which means there's a high chance for a positive result. To test the area, just press A. That'll spray a little luminol on it. And if it happens to land in some blood, you'll see it and react like this. It still feels super raw to see it just appear like that. Anyway, that's a positive, but it's still faint. Spraying it a couple more times should be enough to really make it stand out. Yeah, that brought it out nicely, and made it feel that much more real. Anyway, I think you've got the gist of it. Now go looking... got the gist of how to look for blood traces now, right? I'm sure there's still more to be found, so why don't you give it a try?
Well, okay. Oh, there's another one. Okay.
And that's how it's done. Take a good look around and see if you can find some other places to test with luminol.
Well, okay then. Let's look at the masks.
You want to test there? Sorry, it was negative.
Okay. How about these guys? You want to test there? Negative. How about this box? This seems like a good place to hide a body.
Just spray the luminol on any place suspicious.
Yep.
Mr. Edgeworth, blood!
But how could it have gone there?
Maybe somebody put something with blood on it in there.
Okay.
There's still places we haven't tested yet. Let's see what else we can find.
Nothing there. Let's look at the bad desk. It wasn't there. How about the money? I bet the money has some blood on it. Nope. Okay.
The suitcase! You want to test there?
No, no body in the suitcase this time. It's the blue badger for sure. Careful with that. You can't go around spraying things with luminol. Or, oh, I was because I was touching Eddie. Okay. Let's test the elevator. Yeah. We got a positive. There's blood here. But how come? Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I'd say. Oh, it looks like some of it dripped through the floor below, too. I think that's all the blood there is to be found. All right, then that concludes the phase of our investigation. Okay. Are we going downstairs yet, or what? What's happening now? Oh, probably I have to logic something. Hidden body. We found the blood in the box. Secret elevator is better. A secret tunnel is better than secret elevator. Blood in the clothes box can only mean one thing. That is where the body was hidden. I'm certain of it. I wonder who won the box in the auction. I haven't the foggiest. Still, it's quite very helpful discovery. Now you just hold your horses there. There's no way a body could have been in there. What do you mean? I took a look at that there box when I first got here. It looked to be just about perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if the need arose. And maybe it would have been, if I could have opened it. But it was wrapped in chains and locked up tight. It ain't no escape-apologist. The murder happened just a little while after I scoped it out, so nobody can have put a body in there. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd. Because it doesn't look to be wrapped in chains any longer. I mean, there's chains there, but it's not locked. Huh. Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could have swore that it was, though. Okay. I think we've examined all we can now. Great. Time to see what's waiting for us below. Shaking a leg already, are we, Miles? Okie dokie. Hey, K-Master. Yes, Mr. Fender? We're about ready to move out, so I want you to stick with me, okay? Can't have you getting lost. Of course. I'll be sure to stay close. When did those two start getting along so well? Dome in disguise, the escape apologist. Oh no. Okay, so we're going to the bottom. Oh. Oh. I guess I should have figured because there's all that blood that was, or V8 or ketchup that was at the base of the statue. That's a lot of blood then if all that seeped down. Wait, so they did the auction in this room? Man, dudes, you gotta have some plausible deniability. You can't do it in the place where you guys meet. This is probably bad, though, when we're gonna get discovered in here.
What? Mr. Edgeworth!
Of course they shit where they eat. It's Ace Attorney. This room. This is the auction room. No, this is the committee chamber.
Way to drop right into my lap, Kate Faraday. You got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, man! Arrest her right now!
Wait, but she's...
As for the rest of you riffraff, throw them out into the streets where they belong.
Uh-oh.
You can't do this! This is going way overboard! Yeah, what she said! Miles, this isn't looking good, I gotta say. See how the blinding light of truth...
Francisca! Oh, why did you whip Gumshoe too, Francisca? He didn't deserve that.
Ow! What did I do?
You'll have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor.
You weren't aiming for him. You were aiming straight at me.
Something keeps getting in my way. Something...
Yeah.
Right there. Francisca. So, what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe. You no longer have the right to have an opinion. I am Francisca von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here and now. But you chose to stop by giving up your badge, and so our game has already come to an end. My badge was an obstacle to proceeding along to the road I've chosen. You would have thought in our time of need it would be Francisca. Of course. I haven't stopped. I've simply cleared the way ahead, and now I'm free to follow that road, all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I was. You seem to think you know what lies at the end of this road to the truth. In that case, I demand you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. Well, okay then. Francisca's current theory. The victim used her keycard and entered this chamber with her killer. She was then stabbed with a candelabrum by the culprit, subsequently died as a result. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letter she exchanged with the victim. And we know the location of the murderer is here in the committee's trial room chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match Miles Edgeworth. Q-E-D. It's hard to say with a German accent. I guess partially it's because Phoenix isn't allowed to exist in these games. She seems pretty confident, huh?
Hey, she doesn't lack for courage of her convictions, that's for sure, certain. And I gotta say, I can dig that vibe. I could even give her a no hard feet.
Pathetic. Well, Miles Edgeworth, do you think you could bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you really have found the road to the truth, perhaps you'd be so kind as to point it toward me. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Francisca. I'm about to pave that road with incontrovertible evidence. Okay. Hold it. And you're sure the data from the security system is accurate? That data is just like me, perfect in every way. There is no room for doubt in either front. Well, your theory is far from perfect. I suppose I'm not going to change your mind on this so easily, am I? Correct. As I said, the victim entered the room with her killer. She stabbed the candelabrum. Hold it! And the stab wounds she sustained are perfect match with the candelabrum in question. 3 wounds inflicted by metal spikes of some kind in 3 places simultaneously. Even you would have to agree there aren't many objects that could do that. Furthermore, Grandma Hertz confirmed the murder weapon in her report. then there is absolutely no doubt in your mind that it was a certain candelabrum. At last the Turkins can be bribed. That's good. Alright. None whatsoever. And as for the culprit... Know the identity of the murder, thanks to the victims. Okay. Have you managed to prove conclusively that the letters found on the victim was sent by Kay? I wasn't aware there was any doubt on that front. Are you suggesting it was a forgery? Well, if there is any doubt, there isn't any longer. The document analyst turned up nothing. Nothing to suggest the involvement of anyone other than the sender and the recipient, or, if any, forgery. Are you saying that they found Kay's prints? No, only the victims.
Well then, how can you say for sure that Kay did the deed?
Haven't you been listening? Document analysis found nothing to suggest that the letter was a forgery. Face it, the letter was sent by Kay Faraday. A fact that more than adequately proves the identity of the murderer. Very good. You know the location of the murder was here in the trial room. Okay, that we don't think is the case. The blood on the floor proves my theory. Okay, so then we found the blood upstairs, so that's what we need to... this one?
Ha-ha!
If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the goddess statue. The goddess of justice statue. Murder under the gaze of the divine. A brazen act, even for a cold killer. Blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this if you would. It's bloodstain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood we found looks to have been dripped through the room below. And the elevator that it dripped down from descends directly to the foot of the statue. Yes. Ah, you noticed. Then you will agree that the murder cannot have in fact happened in this room. To put it to you... I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterward was she moved down here. The goddess of justice did not witness a murder. She witnessed a killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? Sorry, I was thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought.
Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir, and you know it. Youch!
Have you forgotten the picture you just showed me, or are you really that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here in the committee chamber than upstairs.
Youch! Whipped and ignored again, too!
You're trying to tell me that all the blood that dripped down from above, Miles Edgeworth. If it had your storeroom stain would need to be 10 times as big. That's fair, I think. I say the murder happened down here. There is no way it could have happened anywhere else. As insightful as ever, Francisca, but you've played right into my hands. Has she now? Hey, CJ.
How so?
You are correct. There is far... Wow, I went weird accent there for a second. You are correct. There is far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some spatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you?
Whoa! It's like some crazy fountain of blood? No way! No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? There was far more blood in the committee chamber than there was in the storeroom because the weapon was removed here. The victim was stabbed here. The victim was stabbed upstairs. I guess because the weapon was removed down here? That would be my assumption, because we did find the weapon down here. The victim died of 3 stab wounds, wounds that would have bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood the V found on the floor in this room.
But that doesn't make any sense. Not if she was stabbed in the storeroom. You said there wasn't much blood up there. Eh?
Silence, you half-baked, hair-brained rookie.
Hey, hairbrained is a little... Yeah.
A stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, I know, when the weapon is removed, right? Precisely. I believe the body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in its chest. And then, when it was finally removed, it created the difference in the amount of blood we see between the 2 locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Miss Ringer's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they need to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation? If they were involved in an underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secrets exposed. Okay. Fair enough. Let's have some water. Thought you'd be interested in that, considering you've been investigating the smuggling ring, Francisca. Oops. Underground auction. You should have taken a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what was going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Ms. Edgeworth, how desperately you want to protect your friend. There is something just beneath the surface of all this case, something bigger than all of us. And Kay's the only crime was to have the bad fortune of fall right in the middle of it. That's quite an hyperbolic claim, Ms. Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain out of a perfectly reasonable molehill. You're working with Interpol on international cases. So why are you investigating a domestic murder? I'm sorry, I keep hitting that button by accident. I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring and wound up here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that the something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led up to that, by the way. Oh, good. He caught her up.
Sorry, sir. I just thought it might help, you know.
You did the right thing, detective. Aww. So, am I right, Francisca? Is this incident part of the broader case you're working on? Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? But you don't need to know, so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you, that the auction was being held here in this chamber? Hold it. Hey, y'all mind if I butt in for a second? We do mind. Extensively. Your victim over there, the lady in the white. You! I guess Francisca did have a case where she dealt with Lotta, right? Like in the second game, I imagine. I forget which one she was a part of.
Was it the Berry Circus? Because everything bad happened in the Berry Circus, but I could be wrong. I don't know if that's actually when that happened.
Hey, let a gal finish, will ya? No good butting in pain in the you-know-what. Ouch. Well, this leopard sure ain't changed her spots.
No, it was case 2. Okay. Case 2 was the first case you faced Francisca off in. Which was... Wow. My memory at the Fae Man. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I remember now.
The eeny meeny case.
I actually really like that case. Anyway.
Your testimony is not required, and neither is your presence.
Back when you want to be an occult photographer. Right.
What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can't just... Ow! You're a liar is what you are. You lied under oath with that one time.
Seems like Miss Von Karma's none too fond of Miss Hart, huh? I don't think she's her biggest fan, no.
What she's called? Ringer right? She's a member of this old here committee. Well, she's dressed up exactly like the ringleader of that old secret auction. Yeah, stop it. You stop whipping me, dang it. What is the meaning of this interruption, Miles Edgeworth? Explain.
Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. Oh, 1 second. Also means Lotta was the witness on a first case Francisca lost. So yeah, it makes sense she hates her. Yeah, really.
And it seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. But that would mean that the victim was also the ringleader.
Oh.
Ow. Now how about we just calm down, sir? It seems I have some new information to consider. It's true I came here to investigate the underground auction and to arrest its head of operations, the auctioneer.
But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted.
I suppose it does, nonetheless. I, Francisca von Karma, refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth.
Fine by me. But you may find that your whip will go sorely underused this round. Oh no, don't say that, Edgeworth. We're gonna get fucked over then. Francisca's latest theory. Also, I don't think I ever noticed how big the gem that Francisca uses as her brooch is. It kind of looks like she has like a magical girl gem or something.
Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case, the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer, and the culprit was an attendee. The killer laid in wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange in illicit goods was taking place. They then stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. There, does that about sum it up? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals.
I'm afraid you might have to. There is a serious hole in your testimony.
There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. All right then, time to fight back. You have to win this for us.
And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. Magical girl Francisca. Popular explanation that would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime. Yeah, it would. In which case the murder is someone connected to the auction. Fair. If the photograph is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. Let's press that. So you believe the victim was the ringleader? The victim and the ringleader were one and the same? I do. And the murderer was?
Why are you asking her? You just said the exact same thing yourself, dummy.
So I did. But I was merely confirming Francisca's reasoning in order to...
Oh, don't give me that horse feed. You get caught saying something stupid, you give a little laugh, and you move on with your day.
The murderer was one of the auction attendees.
What? You don't got no notes for our friend here after a little performance of his?
Of course, assuming our friend is the photographers there can be trusted. Can't quite tell if they love or hate one another. It's definitely hate. There's no love there. Never in 1,000 years would Francisca and Lotta be like together in any universe. I refuse. Anyway, the moment relevant point here is how the culprit actually carried out their plan. Killer laid in wait for the victim's storeroom where the exchange of the illicit goods would take place. Hold it! How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom to remember. Objection! Yes, hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you'll know that there are plenty other places to hide, too. So you're saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they awaited the victim's arrival? I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterwards. Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca? Francisca being romantic sounds horrifying. It does. Like, Francisca doesn't really have anyone I would consider a potential love interest for herself. Like, in a world where Miles isn't hopelessly in love with Phoenix Wright, maybe he could be one, but they're more like siblings, in my opinion. Especially since, you know, her and Miles kind of quote-unquote grew up under the tutelage of Von Karma, so she's married to her whip. Like, I think the only person maybe you could argue for is Kay from the because in the previous game they kind of like bond. But I wouldn't say that's a particularly like... It's not like what I would mentally think about as like a coupling, I guess. I still want to know about the mystery. Not everyone in the is gay in these games. No, it's true. I don't think Von Karma has like anyone of any gender. Despite what the fandom wants you to believe. Alright. Still want to know about the mystery other Von Karma daughter. Did that come up? Does Francisca have a sister? I mean, it's clearly Miles, just nothing will come out of it. Yeah. That's a fair thing to say. So clearly this is the new... Okay, let me press this. Well, Karma mentions a daughter whom had a kid. Oh. Like how Phoenix and Miles will probably never be a couple, actually. But including their, like, 15 backup interests. It's true. Thanks for doing that. Becon thought.
After the auction had ended, you say? And you're sure of that? If the victim was the auctioneer, I don't see how else it could have happened, do you? I mean, she's right. You can't have an auction without an auctioneer. No, you can't, can you? Why does that suddenly feel significant? Oh, like someone was wearing their outfit or something?
This is torn from the victim's chest. A ringleader wore this jackets, could not be a certain gender. Right, it was a granddaughter. As Franny has no kids, she needs a sibling. Right, looked at this up. Developer later made a comment that it was from an older sister to Fran. Ah, I see. So it was more the mention of like a fictional granddaughter, and they were like, where did this granddaughter come from? Like, did Francisca have a child? Understood. But that doesn't really ever come up in the games. But that would be interesting. What, like, I assume Francisca's older sister is also a prosecutor. That it feels like one of those families where they all do the same thing. Let's just figure. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to put here. What does this say again? Auction being held. Items were mainly being then went together. They were all wearing masks. The auction continued even after the murder occurred. Oh, okay, sure. There we go. We got a little sidetracked. Yeah, I kind of lost. I'm like, what is happening right now? I don't even know anymore. What if she's the failed daughter of the Von Karmas and became something sane and reasonable? Now, let's not get crazy here, Captain. I don't think that Von Karma would mention the granddaughter if he had, like, a black sheep daughter. It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. Okay, fair.
I done told ya, I'm a journalist, dang nabbit. My word is youch. Did I ask you to open your mouth?
I feel like Manfred orders a hit on the failed daughter. Francisca is not wrong, though. There's a lot going on.
Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet I did. Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer, It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No!
Francisca is not wrong, though. I know. As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can have been the murderer. Because she had been pushed down by the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then, who was the victim, really?
Right, well, the auction carried on after the murder.
The victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Also, this part of case 4 has been so much clunkier than the 3 parts before it. A little bit. That is enough. I know that sound all too well. Yeah, I assume it's Verity. Hey, Verity, how's it going, bitch? Affectionate. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Oh no, it's this dude again. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely.
Alright, Celsius, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just stopped by to see how my bonehead boy was getting on. They say there's all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. So many characters on screen for an AA game. It really... I thought I might need to light a fire under the investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back there where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait! Miss Faraday is innocent! Shut your meddling mouth! You're becoming something of a problem, Miles. My boy, I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization being seen dragging its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally, sorry. It must be my age. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is a matter of aiding and abetting a suspect. She's right, of course, as always. You're really a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the bloodstains, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. What? Sir, you're not supposed to break until after your story falls apart. You should be careful. No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. Prosecuting Edgeworth brings out Phoenix. But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains the top suspect list. Miss Faraday, your testimony testified you have encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct?
Yes, I did. We now know that the person was the murder victim. And you are the person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you was wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went. No, Kay was attacked by that person. She's the victim here, not the aggressor. As far as I recall, we've yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Uh-oh. Kay? I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. Uh-oh. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. You can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. Uh-oh. This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories.
What? But you just said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago.
Damn, girl. Getting called out by Gumshoe.
I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be the goddess of justice for her many blessings.
Objection!
As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be... We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. How dare you take that tone with me? This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful. What could be more unlawful than this? Oh. Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law.
Indeed you don't, but I do. And while I can't be but moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity.
Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest.
Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Miles.
What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong.
He wasn't doing squat! By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted in the flight of a suspect. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal. Nothing more.
Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there, concerning your conduct? I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow, although I fear I already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard.
This court is adjourned.
Look, to be continued. These would be valid if you weren't clearly corrupt AF. I know, right? Save. Okay. It was a shorter stream, but I think this is where I need to call it.
I don't think I can push on long enough to like finish this case. But I think we're in the home stretch at least. It looks like we're in later. So that's good. But I want to at least get a stream in today. Good spot for it. So we'll finish this case next time and maybe start the final case. But either way.
Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.